Most relationship advice tells you to communicate better, have more date nights, or read the 5 love languages. And while those things aren't bad, they're also not necessarily why your relationship feels stuck. Here's what actually works. Treating your relationship like the developmental arena it really is. Not a problem to fix, not a compatibility test to pass, but a place where you grow into a more capable version of yourself, month by month and choice by choice. If you're new here, my name is Doris. I'm a certified personality type coach with a master's in psychology, and I help smart romantics build meaningful relationships. Today, I'm walking you through exactly what I do if I wanted to strengthen my relationship this year, a full 12-month plan with one focus per month, building on each other like a coaching process. By the end of this video, you'll have a roadmap, not vague advice, but a real plan. So here is the plan. For the next 12 months, we're going to pretend this is a signature course you spend hundreds of dollars on. I'll publish a new teaching video every month, and we'll hold live office hours where you can pop in and ask me anything. Unless otherwise stated, I'm planning on having those as a YouTube live on the 17th of every month at 5 p.m. GMT. Each month builds on the last. You're not just collecting tips, you're developing relational intelligence. I have a newsletter about that as well, where you can sign up on my website. But even just with these videos, by December 2026, you will know more about yourself and your partner, and you'll be more capable to navigate complexity in your relationship as well. Obviously, I don't know when you're watching this, so you don't have to start in January, but these lives are an experiment for this year. So start wherever you are, and then at the end, I'll put all the videos in a playlist. Let's dive in. January. In case you haven't done coaching before, this only works if you actually have something you want to change or a goal you want to reach. If you're happy with where you're at, great. Stick around anyway, you might learn something. But if you are currently unhappy or think there could be more, the first order of business is defining what it is that you want. Once you know where you want to get to, the coaching process can then help you figure out how to get there from where you are now. And if you're serious about improving your relationship this year, pause this video, go to the link to download a workbook that I've put together to help you keep all your notes in one place. Usually clients bring their goals to each session, but this is kind of a course hybrid. To provide some structure, I'm going to set the goal for you, and that is number 1, get clear on who you want to become as a partner this year. In the words of Martha Kauppi, what would you like to be experiencing that you're not experiencing now? Most people set goals like fight less or have more sex, and again, those aren't bad, but they're reactive, not very specific, and not completely in your own control. So instead, ask yourself, what kind of partner do I want to become? More curious, more courageous, more emotionally honest, more patient? Who do you want to become this year? Who would you have to be to have the relationship you want to have? So the exercise is to write down 3 qualities you want to bring to your relationship this year. Not what you want your partner to change, but which values you want to embody as a partner going forward. And the experiment would be to share one of these qualities with your partner and ask, what would it look like if we practice this more? And then you'll know you're building the skill of knowing what you want and how you want to show up next time you notice when you're heading in a direction you don't want. It may not be very in the moment, but you'll get better at recognizing these moments faster and faster, which will give you the opportunity to repair and pivot faster as well. That was the exercise and experiment for your first month. Now, as promised, I'll also give you an overview of the following 11 months, but please don't feel like you have to do all of them in one go. We'll have more in-depth videos about each of these as we go through the year, so take your time and just pick up a pen and take notes in your workbook if something stands out. In February, we're going to start naming your patterns without shame. So the goal is to identify a recurring pattern that you want to update. Maybe you shut down during conflict, maybe you overfunction, maybe you avoid difficult conversations. Your pattern isn't your identity. It's just a strategy that worked once and now it has outlived its usefulness. So the exercise is that for 1 week, just notice when your pattern shows up. Don't try to fix it yet, just recognize and name it. There it is. The experiment is to journal 1 sentence after each time you notice it. It can be as simple as, today I did X because I felt Y. And then you'll know you're building relational intelligence next time you notice that you feel less defensive when someone else points out your pattern because you're already aware of it. Or maybe you'll know you're building relational intelligence next time you can communicate what it is that you're trying to change to your partner. In March, we're going to separate facts from meaning, and the goal is to learn to catch the story you're telling yourself. So here's the thing, you don't respond to what your partner does, you respond to what you think it means. Your partner forgets to text you back and you decide it means they don't care. That's an interpretation. So the exercise is, in your next conflict, journal and write down 2 columns. What happened versus the story I'm telling myself about what happened. And then the experiment would be to share both with your partner and ask, is there another way to see this? You know you're building relational intelligence. Next time you can say they did X and I'm making it mean Y instead of they did X because Y. Now in April, we're going to start practicing one new response. The goal is to choose a habitual reaction and try it differently. You've been noticing your patterns. Now it's time to interrupt one. Not forever, just once. Pick your most common relational move and try something 10% different. The exercises, if you usually defend, try curiosity. If you usually withdraw, try staying 5 minutes longer. If you usually pursue, try waiting. And then the experiment would be, after you try your new response, ask your partner, hey, did you notice something different there? You'll know you're building relational intelligence next time you notice that small shifts create surprisingly big changes. In May, we're going to look at turning differences into data. The goal is going to be to stop trying to eliminate differences and start working with them. Difference is not the problem. Treating difference like a threat is the problem. Your partner's opposite preferences, that's not a bug, it's a feature and raw material for growth. So the exercise is going to be to pick one area where you and your partner are different, and instead of arguing about who's right, get curious. Write a list of at least 5 ways their behavior is teaching you something valuable. The experiment can be to ask outright or say something like, help me see why this matters to you. Notice if your curiosity reduces the charge in the conversation. And then as progress, you'll know you're building relational intelligence next time you start appreciating one thing your partner does differently that you actually admire. In June, we are going to build a micro ritual for connection. The goal is to create a small, repeatable practice that will strengthen your bond, because intimacy isn't built through grand gestures, it's built through tiny moments of attunement repeated over time. And this is where you install this habit. So the exercise would be to choose a micro ritual, a 3-minute daily check-in, a weekly walk without your phones, a Sunday morning coffee or tea thing. Just keep it small so you can keep it consistent. The experiment is, after 3 weeks, ask each other, is this ritual still feeling good or does it need adjusting, and then tweak accordingly. You know you'll be building relational intelligence when you can both agree on a ritual and it becomes something you protect. In July, we're going to practice repair, not perfection. The goal is to get better at rupture and repair. So sorry to break it to you, but you're going to mess up, right? You're going to say the wrong thing. There's going to be conflict. That is not the problem. The problem is staying stuck in defensiveness or in avoidance. And repair is a skill and you can get better at it. The exercise is, the next time something feels off, instead of launching into the same old fight, take a 20-minute timeout where you both go into separate corners and then take up the conversation again once you've both cooled off. The experiment is to try owning up to your part in the conflict and saying something like, I think I did something that didn't land well, can we talk about it? And then you'll know you're building relational intelligence next time you stop needing to be right and start prioritizing reconnection. And this is a difficult one, but we're going to go into more detail. In August, we're going to increase your window of tolerance. The goal is going to be to expand your capacity to stay present during hard conversations. Right now, you probably have a threshold. When things get too intense, you shut down or you blow up. And this month, in August, you're going to gently stretch that comfort zone. The exercise is that in an uncomfortable conversation, you want to stay 2 minutes longer than you usually would. Breathe, ground yourself, don't fix. Say something like, tell me more about that. And then the experiment is afterwards journaling, what did I notice when I stayed instead of leaving? You know you're building relational intelligence next time conflict starts feeling less catastrophic. In September, we're going to practice holding multiple perspectives. The goal is to practice seeing your partner's experience as valid and different from yours. This is actually the developmental superpower. You don't have to agree. You don't have to give up your perspective, but you do need to hold space for the fact that your partner's reality is just as real as yours. So in a disagreement, the exercise would be to try something like, I hear you see it this way and I see it this other way. Both can be true. And the experiment is noticing if this reduces the need to convince each other or if another phrase or attitude might work better. You'll know you're building relational intelligence next time you feel less exhausted after disagreements. In October, we'll create space for desire. The goal is going to be to tend to the conditions that let desire breathe and to orient towards pleasure. This is my favorite. Desire is so complex. It deserves a whole year of exploration itself, and we'll definitely go into more detail. But to get started, just figure out what's true for you about desire. Do you want more? Do you want less? Do you want something different? The exercise is to journal about what environment helps your desire arise naturally. What brings you pleasure? What would you like to be experiencing that you're not experiencing now? And then the experiments would be to make a small adjustment. Can you ask your partner for more space? Can you ask for more novelty or for more emotional safety, whatever it is you want? You'll know you'll be building relational intelligence next time desire starts feeling less like a pressure or a performance and more like a thing of pleasure. In November, we're going to check your narrative. The goal is to review and update the story you're telling about your relationship. So by now you've been practicing for 10 months, but old stories die hard. And this is the time to consciously update your relational narratives. The exercise is to write down an old story you've been carrying about your relationship and then rewrite it with 10% more generosity. The experiment would be to share that new version with your partner and see if it resonates. And then you'll know you're building relational intelligence next time you notice that you're less reactive to those old triggers. In December, we're going to reflect and recommit. The goal will be to look back, celebrate progress, and choose what you want to carry forward. So this isn't about perfection. This is about becoming. Take stock of who you've become as a partner this year. Go back to your January goals. How well did you incorporate and embody those values? The exercise is going to be to answer 3 questions together. What did we grow this year? What surprised us? And what do we want to keep building? The experiment is to celebrate one specific moment where you saw growth. And you'll know you're building relational intelligence if you feel more capable, more steady, and more connected than you did 12 months ago. And if we're being honest for a second, you also will recognize that you've built relational intelligence if you're feeling more certain or just more aware of what is actually going on in your relationship. Because this is not necessarily the exercise to keep the relationship going. If you've decided after these 12 months of trying to work on it that this relationship isn't going where you want it to go, then it's okay to separate as well. But that's probably a topic for another video. So, to recap, you moved from setting an intention in January to embodying that intention by December. You learned to notice patterns without shame, separate facts from stories, interrupt old reactions with new responses. You turned differences from a threat into raw material for intimacy. You built rituals, practiced repair, expanded your capacity to stay present. You learned how to hold multiple truths. You created conditions for desire, updated narratives that kept you stuck. This isn't a quick fix, it's a developmental arc. And here's the thing, doing this alone is hard. Having support and accountability is what's actually going to help you make it stick. So if you want help implementing this plan, if you want a coach who understands developmental relating and can guide you through the messy, beautiful work of growing together, I'd love to talk with you. Book a free consult with me on the website. We'll figure out where you are, where you want to go, and what support would help get you there. The link is in the description. And I hope to see you again throughout this year in the upcoming videos and the YouTube lives. If this resonated, please subscribe. I'll be making more videos about mapping relational intelligence with personality type and through curiosity. But for now, thank you for watching. If you like this video, you're going to enjoy this next one as well. I'll see you there.